morning. My husband Mark and I are the co-chairpersons of the North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame, along with executive committee members Jody Falsigno Rooney, Mary Jean Lupi, Federico Fiandella, Steve Blumenthal, Denise Massini Sarasso, Mike Proto, Joe Asparo, and Jess Broadbent. We welcome you to the 24th Annual North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame induction. We have planned a very special event for our new inductees, as well as their family and friends, so we hope you enjoy the program. First, I'd like to recognize some special people who took time out of their busy schedule to attend today's event. I'm not sure if they're all here, but I did see our first selectman, Mike Frieda. Mike, great, thank you. And if our state representative, Dave Yaccarino, and State Senator Paul Ciccarella, if he's here. So, as always, I would like to also recognize our charter members. You can find their names in the program, but over 27 years ago, when this event was just an idea to Marge Dolan, the seed money they donated made this all come true. Charter members present include Jim and Linda Bradnini, Betty DeMayo, Marge Dolan, Tom Germain Jr., Mary Lou Furs Stamp, and Fred Taylor. Thank you. I would also like to recognize all the present Hall of Famers who are here. Hall of Famers, please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all names are called. Susan Altieri, Lauren Anderson. I don't know if Gail Berry is here, and Butch Berry. They're here. Perfect. Jim Bradnini, Denise Massini Sarasso, Marino Crocco, Doreen DeMattis, Kim Witteman Daheny, Anthony Aaliyah Jr., Joe Asparo, Federico Fiandella, Julie Gould, Marilyn Gillow, James Harris, Mary Jean Lupi, Sally Marr, Bill Mitchell, Ed Pepe, Mike Proto, Jody Falsigno Rooney, Mary Lou Furs Stamp, Sue Switek, and Fred Taylor. And also there are a few people here who are representing their family members. Joan Walsh is representing her daughter, Heather Walsh, and Betty DeMayo is here representing her husband, Bob DeMayo. So, thank you. Thank you. If I've missed anyone, my apologies. I didn't catch you coming in. I also want to thank our sponsors this year. You can find them listed in the program. Thanks also to those sponsorship donations that arrived after the program was final. Sorry, Mary Lou Stamp, about that. And lastly, I'd like to thank Ray Peach at Peach and McPherson CPA for his help throughout the year, and also to the Furs family for their initial and ongoing support with the display cases for the Hall of Fame plaques. Thanks to them, we are now able to display all year's inductee plaques from 1997 to the present. If you haven't seen the Hall of Fame, I hope you find the time to visit it at the North Haven High School. Once you enter the school, look left past the theater and the gym. You can't miss our sign. And there are some photos in the program of that and of the magnificent plaques that the Furs family donated and built for us. So thank you to everybody. So this year, unfortunately, 2 members of the Hall of Fame passed away since our last induction. And I'd like to invite Hall of Fame athlete and member Mike Proto to do our in memoriam and give the invocation.
Okay, the first memoriam is for Steve Salmer. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2016. Steve was a teacher, a mentor, and coach. A graduate of North Haven High School's class of 1974, Steve was an assistant coach in football, head cross-country coach, head indoor track coach, and then head coach for the boys' outdoor track team for over 30 years. I happened to go to school with Steve, and I remember him as an intense competitor and a young man of character, and he really passed those attributes on to his athletes. Secondly, Coach Bob DeMeo. Coach DeMeo's legendary career spanned 64 incredible years. His teams averaged nearly 15 wins a season over that time period. They competed in 7 state championship games, winning 5 of them. He received numerous awards during his remarkable career, including being inducted into the National High School Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. However, his most important legacy is the indelible mark he left on thousands of young athletes who were fortunate enough to play for him. As my teammate Frank LaMonica once said, he taught us all how to win at the game of life. So at this point, I would ask all of you to bow your heads in prayer and remember these 2 remarkable men. Thank you. And now, before we eat, I'd just like to say a blessing. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together to celebrate these new inductees. Bless the food we are about to eat, and at the end of today's celebration, protect all of us on our journey home. Amen.
So, we are proud to present our 2025 candidates for induction into the North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame. Inductees, please stand when I call your name and remain standing. Marjorie R. Dolan, coach and service inductee. John Krakow, athlete class of 1974. John is being inducted posthumously. Bobby DeRico, athlete, class of 1974. Katie Roberts Braininger, athlete, class of 2010. Thomas M. Germain, Jr., athlete, class of 1975. Audra Carleglio Tagliamonte, athlete, class of 2004. And Michael Seaver, athlete, class of 1988. Along with the executive committee, we certify that these individuals have distinguished themselves through excellence and have brought honor and distinction to North Haven High School athletics. Today, we add you to the list of over 160 outstanding individuals who have brought respect and recognition to the community of North Haven. It is through your athletic accomplishments that you now stand shoulder to shoulder with them today. Thank you for all you have meant to North Haven High School. You may be seated. So what we will do now is we will let the inductees and the presenters go grab something to eat. Then everyone will grab something to eat. In a few minutes, I'll give you a chance to chat. And when the buffet line opens, we'll begin. When everyone is seated, we'll start the program. So you have about 10 minutes or so to visit amongst yourselves. Thank you. Hopefully you've all had a chance to grab some food and visit with friends, neighbors, colleagues, former coaches, and others. We're going to start the program. Yeah. So, Marjorie R. Dolan is the reason we are all so happily seated here today. Marjorie R. Dolan is the reason countless athletes, families, and friends join together each year to celebrate milestones, relive past athletic achievements, and share incredible memories. Marjorie R. Dolan is the reason there is a North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame. My husband Mark will introduce our first inductee, Marge Dolan, not to be confused with Marjorie R.
It's my honor to introduce Marge to the Hall of Fame. In 1976, Marge was hired by North Haven as the head volleyball coach and then appointed as a full-time physical education teacher at the high school. Her 9-year volleyball coaching career included 2 back-to-back state championships, one in 1980 when the team was ranked 5th in the Class M state tournament, and the other in 1981. These state titles remain the only state championships in North Haven High School volleyball history. In addition to coaching, Marge also served on the CIAC volleyball committee for 31 years and was the state tournament volleyball director for 11 years. Marge has also officiated volleyball on the high school and college levels and was inducted to the Connecticut Volleyball Hall of Fame in 2005. Marge coached varsity basketball for 6 years and JV softball for 2 years. Marge also officiated high school and college women's basketball from 1973 to 1988 as a member of the College Board of Officials. Marge was chosen to officiate numerous college conferences and regional championships. In 1993, Marge was inducted to the Connecticut Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. In 1989, Marge completed her 6-year in administration and supervision at Southern Connecticut State University and was named Program Coordinator for Health and Physical Education for the North Haven School District. In 1993, Marge was appointed Athletic Director of North Haven High School. She remained in that position for 14 years, overseeing 23 sports and 41 teams. As Athletic Director, Marge chaired the Southern Connecticut Conference Girls Track Committee and was member of the league scheduling committee. During her time as Athletic Director, Marge wanted to showcase the wonderful and rich history of the North Haven athletics brought to its community. So in 1995, Marge brought a group of sports enthusiasts together, and after 2 years of planning, held the first North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame induction in 1997. Marge has been recognized by numerous organizations, receiving the Professional Service Award from, hold on, Connecticut Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance, Women's Hall of Fame, in 1986, being inducted to the New Agenda Northeast Women's Hall of Fame in 1992, and being honored by the New Haven Gridiron Club in 1999. In 2007, Marge became an assistant principal at the North Haven Middle School. She helped the administration implement a new teacher evaluation program and helped the middle school community navigate the 4-year process of building and moving into a new middle school. The most important Marge felt she did was to work with students and parents on a daily basis to make sense of a very confusing time in a student's educational life. Marge has been heard many times, including on her last day of work. When was that, Marge? Yesterday. That she never had a bad day of work. I can attest to that. After 41 years of service, in 2017, to the service of North Haven School District, Marge retired. Marge now enjoys fishing on Long Island Sound, playing pickleball and golf, and is learning to play the ukulele. Ladies and gentlemen, Marge Dolan.
Thank you. I'm off verklempt over that. Good afternoon, everybody. First, I'd like to congratulate all the new inductees, left and right of me, at the head table. Your accomplishments, as I read your bios, are outstanding. I'd also like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for making this afternoon very special. When I was told I was going to be inducted, I did what I'm sure all of our new inductees did. I began to reminisce about years gone by. It took me a little longer because I had almost 50 years to reminisce about. And be sure, I am not going to put you through all 50 years. There are many thanks today that I need to give out because it wasn't just my journey. It was a team journey, it was a community journey, and I was surrounded by so many caring, supportive, kind people, like fellow teachers, students, all of my coaches, all of my parents, and friends. Back in 1976, Mike Vanacore, yes, of Vanacore Football Field, hired me as the head volleyball coach. Eventually, after auditioning for 3 months for a PE job, I was hired full-time to teach at West Campus that had 9th and 10th graders only. I was so excited because not only did I get a job, but I had a bonus that I got to teach with my hero, Lauren Anderson. Yay! She gave me the foundation that every young person, young teacher, and coach needed to have to be successful. Thanks, Lauren, for your constant support. I appreciate you being here today. I also want to thank the members of the 2 and only state championship volleyball team in North Haven history for coming together today to celebrate with me. You put up with all my antics, my craziness, and yes, Sue Switek breaking clipboards, and my preseason conditioning sessions, which I think Doreen has up to 2 months now before they touch the volleyball. That's a gross exaggeration, Doreen. Oh, you love those bleachers. And very intense practices. But you proved yourself to be very tough, very competitive, and loyal teammates to each other and to me. And I continue to be proud of each and every one of you from then and up to today. Thank you for being here. In that same vein, I also have to give a special thanks to people like Vera Eddy, who started the Indian Booster Club way back when there was nothing supporting girls' athletics. They put together a cookie and punch evening in the cafeteria of the high school for our historic state championship wins. But back then, that was a big deal, and we have to appreciate those pioneers that helped bring women's athletics to what it is today. After teaching and coaching for many years, I became the athletic director at North Haven High School. Funny how that came to be. After a professional development day, I ran into Kathy Brandt. Remember Kathy Brandt, Ridge Road? We started to chat, and she said, "Good luck, Marge." And I said, "Thanks, for what?" And she said, "Well, for going out for being the new athletic director." And I said to her, "I never gave it a thought." And she said, "Oh yes, you need to throw your hat in that ring." And so the problem was the closing date for that position was the next day. So that night, of course, I wrote a letter of intent and submitted it to the administration, and that began the second phase of my journey. How lucky was I to have Hall of Famer Marilyn Gillow ready to take on this young, let's change the world gal under her wing. She was my right hand and my left hand. Through thick and thin, always lending a calm, kind voice, even in the most stressful of situations. Marilyn, I will be forever grateful for your counsel and for your friendship over those 14 years. Thanks, Marilyn. And if you would just indulge me for a moment more, I need to thank those who made the Hall of Fame a reality, using my voice to thank them. This idea took root because of the likes of people like Fred Kelly, Frank Annunziato, Dom Palumbo, Larry Lazaroff, and the Furs family. Fred and Joan Malillo were always there to help and support me along the way. And longtime supporters and Hall of Famers themselves, Gail and Butch Berry, who are here today. You were my go-to people, my historian, and my grammar check on all the material that I'd be sending out. Even when you lived in Florida, you couldn't outrun my reach, I know, but I am so thankful for all the help that you gave me along the years, Gail and Butch. Thank you. And finally, the quality of each banquet was because of my dear friend and Hall of Famer, Donna Malley. She was our quality control person, and what she may have missed, her daughter, Erin, was sure to pick up and make perfect. So here we are today, still going, with different faces, making it work, but with the same kind, loving community. I just love North Haven. And to my family, uh-oh, shoot, I wasn't gonna do this. What can I say? Mom and Dad let me do things my way, always supporting me for all my passions and causes. And what great parents they were. And Nina and Ed, although you were busy raising your family, you were always there at the end of the phone. Back then, the phone actually had a cord. And you would listen to me when I lost a match, or I'd go on and on and on about something that you probably weren't interested in, but you made it sound like it was really important to you. You were my calming force, you were my reality check, and now I get to go fishing with you. Woohoo! And Kathy and Mibby, you're there too, and have always been there for me, dropping everything in an instant to help me, no matter what hour of the day or night it is. Kath, you have always been my biggest fan, watching me sit the bench at Southern Connecticut State College basketball games, and being my only fan in the stands when I was officiating games. And now I get to play the ukulele with you guys each and every week. And to my nieces, Kelly and Casey, and my nephew Mike, and his wife Lauren, and his son Caleb, thank you for coming and celebrating. I'm sorry I missed your sporting events and other occasions back then. I was busy trying to make a difference, and I can only hope that I paved the way for the opportunities that your children, my great nieces and nephews, will have to pursue their athletic endeavors. I love you all. And to all of you, thanks for coming, and let's do it again next year. Thank you.
Hall of Fame coach Federico Fiandella will introduce our next two inductees. But before he does that, he has a special message from Hall of Fame coach Joe Janisch.
So I have the privilege of reading the bios on both John Krocko and Bobby DeRico. And Coach Joe wanted to send a few words to both John and Bobby. So his words are, "I wish that I was there with you honoring all the special people being inducted today. Although I am not there in person, I am thinking of all of you and congratulate each of you. It is so special to honor John Krocko and Bobby DeRico, two of the very best soccer players I have ever coached. They were stars on the pitch and as young men. How we all enjoyed learning a few Italian words from John. Soccer was just beginning its rise in popularity at that point, and these two players were at the forefront. If I were there, I'd go over all of their accomplishments and achievements. Suffice it to say that there were so many. It was an honor and privilege to coach John and Bobby, and I will always remember them and have a place in my heart for each of them. Congratulations to Bobby and to John's family, and certainly John is smiling down on them today. Again, congratulations to all the inductees from Coach Joe Janisch." And before I move on to talk about John and Bobby, on behalf of all the North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame Board, Executive Board, I want to take a minute to thank Karen and Mark Genovese for all of their hard work and dedication to this organization and North Haven community. As a relatively recent board member, I noticed immediately how much time and effort is needed to make sure that this annual event runs smoothly and that our inductees, past and present, and special guests feel appreciated and valued. Karen and Mark, thank you for your commitment and all that you do for us. And Marge, a huge thanks and congrats to you as well for being an inspiration to so many of us as coaches, athletes, and Hall of Fame board members. A huge thank you to Karen and Mark. I almost thought about saying John's in full Italian, which I could do, but I would have to get a little bit of translation. So, John Krocko. John Krocko attended North Haven High School in 1974 and played 4 years of varsity soccer for North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame coach Joe Janisch. His senior year, John earned 40 points and was selected to the Connecticut Soccer Coaches Association as an all-state player. John earned all Housatonic League honors and was the team's MVP as well that year. According to Coach Joe Janisch, John Krocko was a standout throughout his years of coaching the North Haven High School boys soccer team. He considers him a pillar of the soccer community, inspiring his teammates and future players. In the North Haven boys soccer records, John remains in the top 10 in numerous categories for both season and career scoring. After high school, from 1974 to 1976, John accepted a full scholarship to Mitchell Junior College to earn his associate's degree and play soccer. He later tried to pursue soccer professionally in Florida, but before returning to Connecticut in 1978. Although soccer never became John's career, he played on several teams and leagues in Connecticut, including the New Haven Italians, New Haven City Soccer Club, and Derby Soccer Club. He moved to Italy in 1995 to care for his father, who had suffered a debilitating stroke. While in Italy, soccer remained a significant part of John's life. He was the vice president of a local male semi-pro team for young adults in Cusano Mutri and volunteered as a coach for the local junior all-female summer tournaments so that his daughter could pursue her interest in soccer, given the lack of a more formal league in that area. Additionally, John ensured that his son, North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame athlete Marino Crocco, who I had the pleasure of coaching, took advantage of every soccer opportunity the region had to offer. North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame coach and member Federico Findel, that's me, felt it was a privilege to be able to collaborate with John during the years that Marino played. I remember John, I mean, he was our #1 fan. He was at every game cheering not just for Marino, but for the full team through the thick and thin. And according to me, John was a humble and modest person and dedicated and supportive North Haven soccer fan and father, really the way a true fan should be. He never missed a game and was always cheering on Marino and the team. He was proud of North Haven soccer, both as an athlete and as a parent, and that was always clearly evident to me. John was married to Rita for 35 years, and they have 3 children, Janie, Marino, and Jessica. John moved back to the United States in 2002 and started his own business, CNF Landscaping. After a long battle with cancer, John passed away in 2018. I am thrilled to have been able to speak on John's behalf and to have Marino Crocco, his son, come and receive the plaque on behalf of John Crocco.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. First off, I just want to thank the Hall of Fame Committee for making this all possible. You guys did a fantastic job organizing this event year in and year out, and we appreciate all the hard work that you guys put into it. Second, I want to thank Fred for those kind words and for always being there for me and my family, not only as a coach, but most importantly, as a friend. So thank you, Fred. And lastly, I just want to congratulate this impressive class of 2025. You guys, it's super impressive. Congratulations. I'm honored to be up here with you guys. So it's a true honor to stand here today and accept this recognition on behalf of my father, John Crocco. My dad passed away in 2018, but I know if he were here today, this moment would mean the world to him. My father's journey began in a small village in Italy, Cusano Mutri, and at just 14 years old, he moved to North Haven, knowing no English, but carrying with him an incredible passion for the game of soccer. It's a passion that speaks louder than any words that I can say today. On the field, I was told he was a special player, and Bobby actually reiterated that today. He earned all state honors and a full scholarship to Mitchell College, like Fred just said. And he even had the opportunity to have a brief stint with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers in the NASL before the league folded. Beyond those achievements, he continued to play with local teams and leagues, and that gave me some of the best memories as a kid. Sitting on the sidelines, watching my dad, and I just remember it so vividly, wanting nothing more than to be just like him. He was my idol. So my dad was very passionate about the sport. If he wasn't playing, working, or raising a family, he was watching soccer, reading about it, or debating it. He even found a way, to have most convenience stores around the area carry the Italian newspaper. I don't know how they did it, but they would get it delivered from New York, and if one of them didn't get it that day, he would go on to the next one. Not sure how he did that, but he just had a way. He was a huge Juventus fan, and of course, he bled the Azzurri Blu for our beloved Italian national team. And to kind of show you his passion, when the World Cup came here to the US in 1994, it's coming back again next year, he went to every single game, including the heartbreaking final with my Antina, where Italy lost in a penalty shootout to Brazil in Pasadena, California. While he was on this month-long journey, he missed weddings, communions, and countless summer birthday parties and barbecues. Hopefully not too many funerals, but I can fact check that after for you guys. But that's just who he was. And somehow he had an excused absence for all these things. And I feel like if I did that, my clothes would be out in the front lawn. But so that's just who he was. He was completely devoted to the game. And with him, it wasn't just about watching or playing. It was about sharing it. If he didn't like soccer, he was going to do everything in his power to sell you on it, to convince you it was the greatest sport on the planet. And no matter what you said, he just had to convince you. And by the end of it, he would just wear you out, and you would just walk away saying, okay, whatever, right? Whatever he said. So whether it was kicking the ball around in the backyard, bringing me to games, or gatherings with family and friends at the Italian club, he made sure soccer was a huge part of our lives. And to this day, those are my best memories with them. And I try to carry those on with my 3 sons. Gianni, who's here today, who's actually named after him, and Marino and Luciano, who are not here because they would literally tear this entire place down. Because they're 4 and 1, and they're just completely out of control. But so I carry those traditions on with my kids, just like he did with me. But beyond soccer, because there is more beyond that, my dad was a devoted husband to my mom, Rita, and a loving father to me. My sister, Janie, who currently resides in Italy, she came back and then she decided to go back. I can't really blame her, I guess. And then my little sister, Jess. He gave us everything, his time, his energy, and his love. We miss him every day. But today, it truly reminds us of how proud we are, and I think of how proud he would be if he were here today. So Dad, congratulations. You earned this honor. We're all so proud of you, and we love you. Thank you.
I also have the honor of introducing Bobby DeRico today. Bobby graduated from North Haven High School in 1974 and competed as a 3-sport athlete. Bobby played 4 years of varsity soccer for North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame coach Joe Janisch. In the winter, he played 3 years of basketball for coach Jim Kenny and North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame coach Bernard Bucky Gilbride Jr. in the spring. Bobby commanded the diamond for North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame coach Bob DeMeo, playing 1 year of freshman baseball and 3 years of varsity. During his senior year, Bobby earned 40 points and was the captain of the soccer team. He was the most valuable player and was awarded All-State and All-Housatonic League honors. According to Coach Joe Janisch, Bobby was a standout throughout his coaching years at North Haven High School boys soccer team. He considers him a pillar of the soccer community and inspiring teammates and future players. Bobby attended UConn and earned his bachelor's degree in physical education. He played varsity soccer there, scoring the winning goal to defeat Brown University in the NE championship game. From 1976 to 1984, Bobby played semi-professional soccer in the Connecticut Soccer League. He was chosen numerous times for the all-star teams to represent Connecticut, playing for the Hartford Portuguese Club. Bobby finished 3rd in the nation and played in the National Amateur Cup in St. Louis, Missouri. The following year, Bobby had several tryouts with MISL teams. Despite being diagnosed with testicular cancer in 1986, Bobby played in the first division of the LAZA League of New Bedford, Massachusetts. I said that right, Bobby? You did. And in the first division of the Rhode Island Over 30 Soccer League. In 1994, as a 38-year-old, he led the league of scoring. Unfortunately, from 1997 to 2005, Bobby was diagnosed and treated for hairy cell leukemia 3 different times. But his passion for soccer continued. From 1998 to 2000, he played again in the Rhode Island Over 30 Soccer League, and in 2002 played in the Worcester, I might have said that one wrong, Worcester, yeah, I should know that. Men's Open League, Soccer League with players from Division 1, 2, and 3 college teams. Bobby scored 10 goals that summer. In 1986, Bobby taught physical education at Woodstock Academy for 32 years and was the athletic director 2 times during his tenure. He coached varsity a variety of sports, winning conference championships at Woodstock Academy, appearing in the six state semifinal games, and winning Coach of the Year 3 different times. In 1997, Bobby coached Woodstock Academy to a state co-championship against Hand High School. In 1998, he was presented with the Keith Johnson Diversity Award by the Connecticut State Coaches Soccer Association. Bobby is married to his wife, Lisa, and they have 2 children, Joseph and Danielle. He enjoys his time with his beautiful identical twin granddaughters and restoring automobiles. Bobby is still the caretaker of the 1893 tower clock at Woodstock Academy. When Bobby retired, he traded playing soccer on Sundays with Sunday drives. Congratulations, Bobby. Here we go.
I have a lot of emotion today. I didn't think it would be this much because I look around and I see so many faces from so long ago. It's a rush. So forgive me if I'm a little shaky. I'm normally not. But congratulations to the other recipients. Great speeches. Thank you to the committee, Mark especially, Mary Jean Loopy, Karen. They were my human notification system so I could get here. They would text me and say, Bobby, you have an email, check it. And so I'd check it. And I'm glad I'm here. This is great. I also want to thank a few people in the back, my best friends who have kept me in touch, because once I went to college, I kind of kept going. And I didn't come back, and I wasn't in touch back here for a very, very long time, decades and decades. So Phil Sabiga, Jimmy McPherson, who couldn't make it today, had something better to do. Anthony Volpe, Kevin Corwick. Thank you, you guys, for keeping me grounded here. This is fantastic. I want to tell a quick story, something that happened to me in 1970 when I first entered North Haven High School, and it changed my life. And it was a change I didn't see coming, never thought it would happen to me in a million years. I grew up in the 60s on Upper State Street, and I love sports. I couldn't get enough of sports. Sports. My dad was instrumental in teaching me the big 3. I was attracted to team sports, so I played football in the fall, basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring, and I couldn't get enough. I practiced on my own. I studied. I knew all the players. I could not get enough every season of each one of those sports. So in the fall was football. I played midget football for Joe Maddie and the cadets, Tom Grillo. Made the all-star team. I was a good player. I had scrapbooks of football players from college and the pros. I knew all the pros in football. I knew all of the high school players on the team, the Gazzolinos, the Landinos, Rosadini, all those players. So I lived it. So now it's time to go to high school. It's 1970. I'm going to enter North Haven High School as a freshman. What am I going to play? Football. I'm going to get to Double L, North Haven High School football. There was one little problem, and that little problem was me. Because I was also known as Little Bobby DeRico. So how little was I? I entered my freshman year at 4'6". Easy. Still sensitive. 4'6" and probably 90 pounds soaking wet. And I want to play football. And I confirmed it with Tony Aceto over here today, because I knew that the coaches colluded with my parents to save my life and discourage me from playing football. And so my parents said, "You're not going to play football, little Bobby." And back then, you listened to your parents or you would have died. So what was I going to do? I wasn't playing football. That's all I knew. I knew nothing else in the fall to play. So what do? My friends are playing football over on Vanacore Field. I start kicking a polka dot ball around with all the smart kids in the school on Bailey Road soccer team. Never heard of the game, never saw the game, never played it. But because of the great experience I had, it changed my life forever. So it was I'm not sure, I'm lost for words, but in a way I need to thank the football coaches and my parents, because it really, I fell in love like John fell in love with the game. I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna. I got married around my soccer games. I got a game on this Sunday, honey, we can't get married then. I got an opening then, we can get married then. That's how I was too. It was the same thing. And if it wasn't for the really good experience, the great experience I have to fall in love with that game at North Haven High School, I don't know if I would have kept going and did what I did. Because I didn't stop playing from 1970 to 2020. If my calculations are right, it's 50 years. I played at the highest level, the most competitive level I possibly could. I lived it, just like John. And I want to thank a few people that gave me that experience, that made it really good to get me going and love the game. First one is Coach Joe. Coach Joe with his pipe and his deep voice, Bobby, John. He was a good coach. He was a great guy. He had the good combination of being firm, fair, caring, funny sometimes. He kind of had it all, and I did not really appreciate it. I was so young. I didn't appreciate it till I got older what a good coach he was and what a good man he was. He never stopped learning about the game, because we were all kind of learning about the game, except for John Crocco. And he never stopped learning. He worked and worked and worked and worked, and he gave it to us. So I'll never forget that, and I love that guy forever. The next person was his assistant coach then. His name was Steve Radigan, and he was a JV coach, I think, at the time. And Steve was an All-American at East Stroudsburg State, and he coached us. And I would watch Steve, and he was doing things obviously I've never seen, and he taught me some technical skills that carried me a long way in life. Even when I got really good, those skills were relevant. So I want to thank him too. The last person I want to thank is and was the most important person, taught me the most and had the most effect on me and the game, and that was John Crocco. This Italian kid, this beautiful big head of hair. Of course he was beautiful, he was Italian. Didn't hardly speak. When he played, when he ran, when he turned, when he kicked, he was up on his toes and was graceful. It's burned into my memory. John moving around the field. We were labeled the dynamic duo because him and I together, he taught me how to pass to another player and go down the field and go through people and go through teams. And that's what we did. We'd stand in midfield for the kickoff, and we'd look at each other and go, "You want to go through everybody?" And yeah, we'd say yeah. Sometimes we'd say no, but we'd say yeah. Sometimes we went all the way and scored from the kickoff. Many times we didn't, but it was fun. So he taught me that. That carried me forever in the game. We stayed after practice numerous times just practicing skills, because obviously he loved it so much, and I was such a lover of athletics and sports, and I was really loving this game. So I just was eating it up. And so I couldn't get enough of going after practice with John and just hitting balls and doing whatever we needed to do to get better. And we did. So he taught me so much about the game. Watching him, mostly watching him because he didn't speak that much, and playing with him through those years was amazing. So I really want to thank him the most, but the other two guys were instrumental in getting me to love the game the way they did. And I can't say much more. Lastly, I will say this. I grew up in the 60s in North Haven, rode my bike all over town. It was magical. Went to North Haven High School. Loved it. If you asked me, Bob, would you change any of that if you could come back? Not on your life. I would do it all over again. All I have growing up in North Haven and going to North Haven High School are great memories. So thank you so much.
Catherine Lynn Roberts Breininger. I know her more as Katie. So Katie Lynn Roberts Breininger graduated from North Haven High School in 2010. She was inducted into the National Honor Society, Italian Honor Society, and earned honor roll recognition. Katie also gave back to the community as a volunteer at the Klingberg Family Centers and as a volunteer at Huskython at the University of Connecticut. An exceptional athlete, Katie played 4 years of volleyball and 4 years as a fencer. As both a junior and senior, Katie was the volleyball team's most valuable player, and as a senior, she was the team's floor captain. As a senior, Katie also earned all SCC Oronoque honors and was recognized as the Sportsperson of the Week. In the winter, Katie wielded her épée and excelled. As a sophomore, junior, and senior, Katie earned all state honors, and her senior year, she was the fencing girls' épée state champion and led her team to the girls' épée team state championship. She captained her team in her senior year and was also selected as the team's most valuable player. As a sophomore, Katie was the most improved player, and she qualified and participated in the fencing Junior Olympics that year, as well as the following year. According to Coach Pete Solomon, it's hard to summarize what Katie Roberts meant to North Haven High School fencing. A captain and leader in every sense, she was the type of teammate that made everyone around her stronger. Her dedication resulted in a near-perfect season, capped by both an individual and team state championship. Her dominance that season was a joy to witness, and she did it all with the highest level of sportsmanship and respect. It was a privilege being her coach. Earning her bachelor's in psychology and human development at Family Sciences from the University of Connecticut, Katie graduated cum laude. She remained at her alma mater to earn her master's in social work, and she completed that program with a 4.0 GPA. At UConn, Katie was an intramural finalist and a club fencer. She also fenced at Fairfield Fencing Academy and participated in 5K road races, including the Daffodil Dash and races to benefit the Pettit Family Foundation. Katie is enjoying her 11th year at the Klingberg Family Centers, a nonprofit organization in New Britain, Connecticut, providing clinical therapy services for elementary age students in a school setting. Katie thrives. Last year, as clinician for the New Britain School District, she was named the 2024 Provider Champion by the Connecticut Association of School-Based Health Centers. In 2025, Katie passed the exam to be a licensed clinical social worker. Katie has been married to Nate for 10 years, and they have a 2-year-old daughter. Katie enjoys spending time outdoors with her family and being active. Whether it's riding her bike, backpacking, hiking, playing tennis, or running, Katie loves being an athlete. She is embracing this chapter of her life. I give you Katie Roberts.
I want to start off today by saying thank you so much for this incredible honor. It's amazing. The past few months going through this process has encouraged me to reflect on my time in North Haven, and I have recalled such fond memories growing up here, playing sports in high school, and yes, Eva, Mama's talking now. I want to thank my family, particularly my mom and my dad, for the countless support that they gave me. They brought me to so many games and practices and camp and lessons, and really encouraged me and were always there cheering me on at every single game and practice, even with 3 other siblings to compete with. As the youngest of 4, they were my first competition, my siblings. So my coaches, I want to thank for them as well, their encouragement and dedication. My teammates who were there for me on good days and the bad days. And even though they didn't know me then, thank you to my daughter, Ava, and my husband, Nathan, for being my biggest cheerleaders now. I feel fortunate to have gotten to see everyone today. I've gotten to, catch up with people that I haven't seen in so long, and I'm so excited to see all of those people. And I want to once again thank everyone for this amazing honor to be included with such a wonderful group of inductees. So congratulations to everyone, Hall of Fame class of 2025, and thank you so much for including me.
We're going to take a short break, 15 or 20 minutes. They'll serve some cake. We'll let them breathe, and we'll let them stress. So we'll call you back in a few. As we get ready for the second half of the program, you may have noticed nomination forms on your tables. We currently have over 50 names in nomination, but welcome more. If you want to nominate a deserving individual, please complete a form and leave it on the table. We will pick them up at the end of the event. Once an individual is placed in nomination, the board has a rigorous review process before making their decision. Many are nominated, few are inducted. We also have a website. Thank you to our athletic director, Steve Blumenthal, for setting this up. So nominations can be made online on our website at any time. Our web address is in the program as well. So annually, with the proceeds from this event and your donations, the Hall of Fame awards $2,000 scholarships to a graduating senior boy and girl athlete. Our 2025 awardees were Claire Culla and Jack Notaro. And now I welcome Hall of Famer Mike Proto to present our next inductee, Thomas M. Germain, Jr.
It gives me great pleasure to be introducing the next inductee. North Haven High School graduate of 1975, Thomas Germain Jr. was a standout athlete. He played 4 years of basketball, 3 at the varsity level for Coach Jim Kenny. He was the co-captain of the freshman baseball team and was awarded the Sportsmanship Award that year. In the spring of his sophomore year, Tom secured the hot corner for North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame coach Bob DeMeo and Coach Ed Manchuk. According to Coach DeMeo, Tom was our third baseman on the 1975 state championship team. He's one of the best athletes I have ever coached. In 1974, his junior year, Tom was selected to the All-Housatonic second team, and in his senior year, he was awarded All-Housatonic first team honors. Tom was also chosen as the most valuable player his senior year. When I was asked to comment on my experience of playing baseball with Tom, and I played with baseball a long time with him. In the long line of great third basemen who have played for North Haven High School through the years, Tom ranks up at the top of the list. He was one of the most complete ball players to ever play at North Haven High School. Defensively, he was nearly flawless. He had few, if any, weaknesses as a hitter. He was at his best when the game was on the line. Beyond his prowess as a performer, he had a calming impact on all of us, his teammates. He was an outstanding captain who led by example. Tom was someone you could always count on. He was the quintessential teammate and the consummate baseball athlete. Along with his father, Tom Germain Sr., North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame Service Award winner, Tom is a charter member and a strong supporter of this organization. Acknowledging the importance of service to the community, Tom coached Max Sinaway baseball for 10 years. He has touched the lives of so many baseball players ages 7 to 15, including those in the scooter and major leagues, as well as those who played in the fall baseball program. Tom was a member of the executive board for 7 years and was the president and majors commissioner of Max Sinaway for many years. Tom also coached in Stu Grove's Youth Basketball League for 8 years. Tom attended Quinnipiac College and graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics. At Quinnipiac, he was a 2-year starter playing third base. Tom has been married to his wife, Patricia, for 45 years. They have 3 boys, Tom, Jeff, and Stephen, all of whom played baseball for Coach DeMeo. With his brother, Robert, Tom owns T. Germain and Sons Plumbing. Tom enjoys spending as much time as he can with his 4 grandchildren, attending their school and sports activities. Tom also enjoys golfing with his family and friends. And there's just one more thing I have to add. As great a player as he was a better person. And he's a man of God who has enriched his family for sure and the community of North Haven. And it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Tom Germain Jr.
I'd like to congratulate my fellow inductees for receiving the recognition that you so greatly deserve. It's really humbling to sit here and consider all the great athletes, coaches, community service men and women that have come before me. As my fellow inductees have noted, none of us can stand here by ourselves on our own. Begins with our coaching. I'd like to thank my coaches, freshman football, Bucky Gilbride, Robert DeMeo, my basketball coaches, Tim Connell, Jim Kenny, my summer baseball coaches, Ray Landry, and my Legion coach, Joe Matty, for 4 years. Joe gave me an opportunity at 15 years old to play on a team that ended up in Tennessee for the 1972 American Legion World Series. He became a close friend, enjoying dinners at our home and going out with Jimmy McPherson, Phil Sabiga, a lot of great stories, a lot of good times. He also used to come down to the field to watch my wife Patty and I's sons, Tommy, Jeff, and Steve, play their Legion career along with my nephews. My high school baseball coach, Robert DeMeo, he not only taught me about the game of baseball, he prepared me for life. I was fortunate to see him later after myself, my brother, and my boys had finished their careers, and I saw him as a great husband, father, grandfather, and friend. He's sorely missed by all. My friends and teammates, I couldn't stand here today and receive this award without you. The friendships that began 60 years ago, back to second grade at Mill Road School with Mike Proto and Frank LaMonica. So many great players sharing the basketball court, baseball fields, winning 2 Hoosier titles, a Class XXL baseball championship, and a junior and senior record of 41-3. I never felt the pressure at any moment because my teammates always had my back. My mom and dad, 2 of the greatest people I've ever known, providing a loving and supporting home for my sisters, Ellen, Diane, and Andrea, my brother Bob, and myself. I remember my dad was my biggest fan, came to all my games to support me. Even through college, there was times I'd look up in the stands. He would honestly be the only person sitting in the stands. My mom, I had a sister 10 years, my junior, Andrea. My mom was home. She held down the fort. My brother and I had a great childhood together, riding our bikes to Heaton Field to watch the teams play. Game was over, jumping the fence, playing till dusk. Wiffle ball games at Nelson Field, tackle football games in front of Faith Methodist Church. It was all we did. I was talking to Ed Pepe one day when we were down at the Max Sinaway Field, and Ed said to me, I only remember you being down at the fields. You were always on a baseball field, always at a basketball court. He looked at me and said, you were like a field rat. And I sat back and I said to myself, that might be like the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. Thank you for that, Ed. My wife, Patty, of 45 years, I don't know what I did to deserve you. Sometimes in life, you're better off being lucky than good. Gave me 3 sons, Tommy, Jeff, and Stephen. All played for Coach DeMeo. More games, more wins. Another state title in 2003. I am more proud of the men they've become than all their athletic achievements. And to the women they share their lives with, Emily, Jackie, and Jess, they're the daughters I never had. Now my wife and I spend our time watching the grandchildren, Kate, Tommy, Amelia, and Josephine. The recitals, the soccer games, softball, baseball, flag football. It's a really special time. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for all their hard work. It's a job that gets more difficult every year, more candidates. Special thanks to Mark and Karen Genovese, to Mike Proto, to Bill Mitchell, and the late Fred Kelly, and of course, my brother Bob. And I'd like to thank you all for seeing the importance of being here today to share this with us. Thank you.
Steve Blumenthal, our athletic director, will present our next inductee, Audra Carleglio Tagliamonte.
Good afternoon. Audra Carleglio Tagliamonte graduated from North Haven High School in 2004. She earned honorable recognition every term all 4 years. Audra was a CAP scholar and a member of the Italian Honor Society. A Stephen D. Volo Scholar Athlete Award winner, she received an academic grant to attend Fordham University. As a freshman, Audra was the starting goalie for the girls soccer team and retained that position for 3 years. In 2001, the team made it to the semifinals of the state tournament. She was also a member of the South Central Premier Soccer team. Senior year, Audra played field hockey and became the starting varsity goalie despite her late arrival to the sport. During that 1 year, Audra was the team's MVP and was selected to both the All-Conference and New Haven Register All-Area teams. She boasted an impressive record of 179 shots against and only 18 goals allowed, a 90% save record. During that season, the team had 8 wins and Audra had 8 shutouts, leading to numerous articles in the local newspapers. In the spring, Audra was a softball standout and was the starting varsity catcher all 4 years. From 2002 through 2004, Audra was the team's captain, MVP, and member of the all-conference team. The team was conference champions for those 3 years. Audra was the North Haven Courier Player of the Week in both 2002 and 2004, and she led the team in home runs and RBIs 3 years in a row. According to North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame athlete Sally Marr, Audra was a small in stature, but larger than life on the field. She was a force to be reckoned with both offensively and defensively. She was also a member of the Shoreline Sting travel softball team. As a senior, Audra secured the role of starting quarterback and captain for the North Haven High School's legendary Nike Bowl Powder Puff team. At Fordham University, Audra earned her BA in music with a minor in business. For the Rams softball team, Audra was a walk-on and practice team member her freshman year. She did not return to the Diamond, but instead chose to focus on academics, making Dean's List. Currently, Audra is a finance manager for multiple businesses in Connecticut. She is the lead singer and songwriter in the band Chaser 8. They have been played on numerous radio stations across the country and have supported many national touring acts. Chaser 8 has played various famous stages, including Toad's Place, Mohegan Sun, and Central Park for the New York City Marathon. The band has won many awards and has millions of streams and thousands of followers on all the major platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you North Haven High School Hall of Famer, Audra Carliglio Tagliamonte.
Thank you so much. I'll keep this to a tight 5 like I was told. I'm used to set lists and, a set time, so I'm in it. First, I would like to start by thanking North Haven High School, North Haven Athletics, and the North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame Committee. Thank you. This is a really great honor. God, family, country, my pillars. I thank God for all the gifts He has bestowed upon me. Surely, I'm unworthy of the many talents I came to possess, but I'm eternally grateful He chose me to possess them, even if He coupled my gifts with infinite clumsiness. Everyone knows I'm a dropper. My family, to my husband, Aaron. No, you didn't know me in high school, but you've sure heard a lot about the glory days over the last 15 years, and you listen every time with new enthusiasm and pride. I love you. I know I say it a lot. I know people say it a lot, but I have the best mom and dad. I love them so much, one of my many tattoos is a heart with mom and dad ribbon across it. Mom, it took 18 years, as soon as I was able to move out and go to college, but you're my best friend. Thank you for taking me to every practice and every game, no matter the distance or the sacrifice. And you were no slouch on the basketball court. She was captain of her high school basketball team, so that comes from there. Dad, well, you're a legend. Everyone in Connecticut knows about Ray Carliglio's athletic prowess. Having you as a teacher gave me the competitive edge. I know you're supposed to listen to your coaches, but that was tough for me when the best coach was at home. Both of you taught me more than sports. I am the person I am today because of you two, and I'm blessed that you are my parents. But Dad, you're still the second best sitter in the house. Sorry about that. To my brothers and sister, Raymond Jr., Marilyn, Gary, Stephen, Mark, and Lewis, thank you for being my support system and biggest fans. Lord knows I wouldn't have been half the athlete I was without our competitive nature. Also, to my best friends from middle school and high school, Maria, Vanessa, Lauren, and Ashley, we've been through so much for so long. It's rare that bonds like these last, but we did, and I treasure all of you. God bless the United States of America. I know how lucky I was to be born into this great country where I was able to explore all the things I love with the freedom and equality to do so. And to all the little girls out there, I have one message. Just go do the thing. I was the class clown, the lead singer and songwriter of a rock band, multi-sport athlete, was in all advanced classes where I never missed honor roll, and graduated with an academic scholarship to Fordham University. You can be all the things, just go be them. Thank you.
And last, but most certainly not least, Hall of Famer Joe Asparo will introduce our final inductee, Michael Seaver.
I just want to echo Fred's comments earlier. Karen, her husband, Mark, really put a lot of time and effort in, and you guys did a great job as usual. So, thank you very much. And also, I would like to congratulate all the inductees today, all well deserving. When I think of Mike Seaver, it's kind of I kind of have a unique perspective of Mike. Growing up, I always wanted to be like Mike, and that's really the truth. I always had that little competitive thing inside me. Michael was always the best athlete around. Anything he picked up, anything he could do, he did it better than everybody, and it was easy. And to this day, Mike, the sound of the ball coming off the bat when you hit the ball, and I never told anybody this, but your senior year, I was like in a slump. He always used the Black Magic Easton. I went and used his bat. I still went 0 for 4. It wasn't the bat. But anyway, Mike, very well deserving, and it's a pleasure to put you in today. So, Seaver graduated North Haven High School in 1988. In the fall, Mike played football for North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame coach Bob DeMeo. His senior year, he earned all-conference first-team recognition, was the team's offensive most valuable player, and was an honorable mention for the New Haven Register All-State team. In the spring, under the tutelage of Coach DeMeo and Hall of Famer Mike Proto, Mike simply dominated as a pitcher. His junior year, he was selected to the All-Housatonic second team and was named New Haven Register's Athlete of the Week. In his junior year, Mike pitched the no-hitter that gave Coach DeMeo his 450th win, 19 strikeouts. I was there, Mike. As a senior, Mike was the team captain and most valuable player. He led the Housatonic League in hitting, go figure, 475 average. Without question, he had a great bat, but he was also a great pitcher. He led the Hoosie in ERA, 0.66. Mike was selected to the CIAC All-State team, was first-team All-Housatonic, New Haven Register Athlete of the Week, All-Area First-Team member. In his senior year, Mike also received the John Calamita Scholarship Award. In addition to all these honors, Mike represented North Haven on the Connecticut High School Coaches Association All-Star team and was selected to represent Connecticut to play in the Massachusetts All-Star game. Now, the accolades speak for themselves, but the greatest thing about Mike, from the time we were reminiscing about Babe Ruth, and we played together, Mike could care less about the stats. It was always about winning, and that's what I loved about playing with Mike. It was never who had the most hits, as long as we won the game. And the other point I wanted to make about Mike, and I said it earlier, not only were you a great athlete, Mike, you always made the younger guys at a time when, the older guys always kind of like, puffed out their chest. Mike always made the younger guys feel included. And I'll never forget that, Mike. And now, knowing the importance of giving back to his community. Mike volunteered at youth basketball clinics, was a volunteer softball coach for high school and fall ball. Mike was also a volunteer Little League baseball coach and an AAU softball coach. And he also volunteered as a youth football coach. He has served on the committee for the Robert Pethick Golf Tournament to benefit North Haven High School football. After high school, Mike attended South Central Community College. He continued his athletic prowess playing baseball in the Twilight League and also in a competitive softball league. Mike has been in the printing business for 34 years and married to his lovely bride, Mary Ann, for 33. They have two beautiful daughters, Tatum and Jessica, which I just met. And they were also student athletes at North Haven. An avid golfer, Mike now enjoys his time perfecting that game. Shouldn't be too hard, Mike, right? Mike, it's with great pleasure I present you now in the North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame.
First of all, I'd like to thank the North Haven Hall of Fame Committee. This is a humbling and great honor to be here. I'd like to also congratulate my fellow inductees. Your gift of the gab is fantastic, and I'm going to be a lot shorter than you guys. I want to first of all thank Coach Bob DeMeo, the late Coach Bob DeMeo. He was a true mentor to me. I enjoyed every minute of playing. I had the privilege of playing both baseball and football with him, and he was tough, but a coach that taught you the game and how to be a man. So, Betty, you were lucky to be married to him. I'd like to thank my family, my mother and father. They supported me throughout my whole childhood that's all I did was want to play sports. That's all we did every day, all year. In particular, my dad, he took a job when I was in high school. He committed to making every single one of my games. He taught me how to be. He's the reason I'm the man I am today and the father I am today. I want to thank my wife of 33 years who wasn't there for high school, but was there later on. She still supports me for all of my athletic journeys, softball, baseball, golf. Knock on wood, she lets me do that. My two loving kids, Jess and Tate, who I had the privilege of watching them play sports their whole lives. So I'd also like to thank her fiance and his family for being here. They get married next month, so that's another honor coming to me also. My sister Michelle is here. She supported me my whole life also. And all the friends and family. I do appreciate everybody being here. To my teammates, Joey, I had a bunch of them that I wouldn't be up here without them. I played with them my whole life. So thank you again. I'm going to keep this short. I'm humbled, and I thank you for being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Thank you.
So to all of our inductees, we've given you each a pin for the North Haven High School Sports Hall of Fame as you come here, hopefully, year after year. Marge Dolan would ask you to please wear your pin. 25 years ago, she started the pins and always looks out over the audience to see who's wearing their pin. So it's very important. It identifies you as a very special individual in the annals of North Haven High School athletics. so please wear that proudly. So before we close, I want to congratulate all of our inductees again, and I'd like you all to stand up for one last round of well-deserved applause. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, inductees. Before we conclude, we need to thank North Haven TV, Victor, for recording this event. It will be on North Haven TV. I have no idea when, but each inductee will receive a link to the recording so that they can share it, and over your Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays, you can spend 2 hours and watch the induction again. Victor, is it in color or black and white? Black and white. So, yes. Thank you, Victor. And finally, would the members of the North Haven High School Hall of Fame Executive Committee please stand and be recognized for all your hard work? And Mike? Thank you. There's one other person that I need to thank, and I omitted it earlier, is Steve's admin, or the person who Steve works for, Christine, who helps us out immensely with all of the logistics of copying, organizing, and all of the things that we need help with. So thank you again, Steve and Christine. So thank you all for coming. We hope to see you again in the future. We're going to grab our inductees and their plaques for a minute, take photos outside, and then you're free to visit with them and chat and reconnect. So thank you all for coming.